papers, you will need 2mm polyester macrame yarn. I use 4mm crochet hook for this yarn. Of course, the metal kiss frame, in my case it's 10.5 centimeters, like from here till here, and it's, as you see, oval shape. And of course measuring tape, some stitch markers, and a needle, so you can select the needle where you can get through the holes in your metal clasp frame, lighter, and the scissors. And if you want to add lining, some lining material, sewing needles, fabric marker, and some sewing thread according to the color of the lining. And we start with the chain. According to my gauge, per 10 centimeters I have 18 stitches, single crochet stitches. I will chain 18. In this case I will not do slip knot. Be careful, don't tie it up. This I will count as first chain, 1, and by just like holding it a little bit, securing it, we chain 18. And chain 1, it will be 19 for moving on to next row. And now we'll do single crochet in the second chain from the hook. This is our first single crochet. Take stitch marker, mark it, and now we do 16 single crochet until we get to the other side. So we get to this very last stitch. All together, counting this one, is 17. And at this very last initial chain, we do 3 single crochet in the same stitch. This will be our turn. Now you will see the little hole, but you can now tighten up the yarn tail and it will close. Now we do 16 single crochet on the other side until we get 1 stitch before the marker, you know, at the same time, when until this place up to here will be 16. And at the same time we work on the other side, 16 single crochet. At the same time we hide the yarn tail between the stitches like this. And this is 2. This is our last. This is our single crochet number 16. We can let go of the yarn tail, and now we do an increase 2 more single crochet in the space where we did our first single crochet. This is what it looks after we finished round 1. We had 38 single crochet in the round. The round number 2, we start with an increase take off our marker. In this space we will do 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and we place the marker on the first single crochet we made. And now we stitch 16 single crochet again until we get to this 3 in one space. 15, 16, and now we do 2 single crochet in each of next 3 stitches. Now we do 16 single crochet until we get to the 2 stitches before the marker. Work 16 single crochet, and now in each of these we do an increase, 2 single crochet, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Now we finished our round number 2, and it is, we have 44 single crochet in the round. Round number 3. In this stitch we do 1 single crochet, place the marker again, we do an increase in the next, we crochet 16 single crochet until we get to the increase stitches. Yeah, this will be 16 stitches. And now after 16 single crochet, in the next stitch we do an increase, we do 2 single crochet in the same stitch, then we do 1 single crochet, we do another increase, one single crochet, and another increase. So we do 3 increases. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 1 single crochet in the next. These increase stitches, 3 single crochet and 2 single crochets in the same space, will be responsible for the rounding of the oval. So last 2 in 1, 1, and now 16 more until we get 4 stitches before the marker. We are at the end of the round number 3, and we are 4 stitches away from the marker. We do 1 single crochet, increase, 2 single crochet in the same, 1 single crochet in the next, and 2 single crochet in the last stitch. So our bottom for the crochet purse is finished. If I now take my metal frame and put it, it would look something like this. That's absolutely fine. It will fit perfectly, trust me. And from now on, we will crochet straight without increases in the spiral. The marker we can put just to mark where about our beginning, where our beginning will be, yeah. So, and now we just crochet just single crochet all around until we get to desired height. In my case, it will be around 20 rows. See, this will be our bottom, and now we need the straight up. So I did the row number 4 without increases. This I come to the marker. You can leave marker like this. You don't need to move it all the time. And when you start the new row, you just know it's there. So this is row number 5. I hope so you understand it. You just need straight, there's nothing to show. And I come back when I will need the desired height, okay? This is how it looks after 20 single crochet rows. We finish somewhere on the side, so to get this finishing line as invisible as possible. In order to that, of course, you can cut the working yarn. In the next stitch, we do a slip stitch just to even out the inconsistency, because we were crocheting in the spiral. And now, after we did our last slip stitch, now watch carefully. We pull out our yarn tail like this, and now we will need to replicate this V shape of the stitch. So from back to front, we put the crochet hook in the next stitch, pull out the yarn tail, and now we will have to do we have to put the crochet hook in this last stitch we made, also from back to front. Grab our yarn and pull it through. This way we have almost invisible bind off edge. And now we need to hide yarn tail whenever you can, just under the stitches. Might be tight, so be careful. We can cut the yarn tail, and now what we'll do, we get the lighter and we will melt this yarn tail a little bit just to seal it, and press it down with the fingers so it will not come out. The same you do with the yarn tail which is inside. Now we take our kiss frame and we just try it on, and as I said, it will fit perfectly. I split the stitches in half, aligning with the sides, and put the markers on the very side, and put back the metal frame, and leave few stitches where this opening is. We will not stitch, and there should be some free space. And just to mark them, I just took some scrap yarn and just put it from the both sides so they align with the end of this sewing point. For sewing, we will use the same yarn. Just cut some little piece, not too long, and just pull from one side and get the strand out, and the sewing thread is ready. We use for the same yarn, and it's very, very firm, so it will not break. Just thread it in the needle, and we are ready to sew. So I left from each side even amount of stitches, so 21, 21. I start from one side, so stitch marker is aligned with the middle of the frame. This is our marked stitch. We will not touch it. What we do, we just find the next stitch, find the next stitch, and the first hole here in the frame. Leave some yarn and hold it while you work your first stitches. Now I put in the next hole, and back. I want to secure the stitch. Then I go in the next stitch and next hole. Find where the next hole is, and tighten it up, still holding the yarn tail because it might slip away. And now we'll be using a back stitch. You see, we will not leave any empty spaces here, so we go always back one step, one stitch. Sometimes it will not be so comfortable, but you will get used to it, and we put our needle back. Later you can get rid of them. So yeah, now I go from back to the front by catching the both legs of the stitch and go into the next. Everything wants to get tangled, but it's okay, it's just from the beginning. And go back into the previous hole and the purse itself. turn this on this side, just you can see what happens on this side. You go into the next stitch here, again under the bows, and try to get the needle out on the other side into the next hole. And back into the stitch. Find the next one. And this way we go all the way and finishing on this side. So here you see last stitch before this scrap yarn. And we try to secure the yarn properly by sewing maybe a few times more over. Maybe back a little bit. And later we'll hide the yarn tails inside the stitches. After everything is done, the yarn tails hidden, it in place a little bit for the first time to give it a shape. There we go. The main takeaway points are that this space here, the unsewn, unattached space, should not be bigger than this hole, otherwise the fabric will get jammed between the frame and will not close properly, so be careful about that. I will tell you what to do if you don't have a proper needle. Just take whatever needle you have with a smaller eye, take whatever thread you have, take whatever thread, put it in half, and now thread our original thread we will be sewing with, and this becomes our needle. Like this construction is our needle with very thin point here, and it will get, let me show you, let's choose, let me show you, and it will get you first the needles and the thread and the original sewing thread we are actually sewing with, and it will get you through. But be careful, because now you have two ends to take care of, so be careful. But this is a working option as well, just for your information. And if you want to add the lining, keep watching. we get our lining, insert it in our purse. I would secure it on each side, and here in the middle just put a and do the same on each side and in the middle. You might have a question why I didn't sew the lining before adding metal frame, because I tried and there would be anyways like, or should I sew it like really a little bit lower, and then I don't like the look, or if I sew exactly where my crochet finish, then it will be very difficult to add it to the metal frame, and here you would see the stitches which I would not want. Let's see how it will be now, because I will be trying to get this lining a little bit under the frame. And as usual, start from one side. Be careful to line up. This fabric stays like that. And slowly, slowly, without hurry, I will try to sew in the lining. The holes in the frame, if I will find, yes, like so. The first stitch, here I have a loop. This is the first stitch. If you get the matching thread with the lining, then it will be less visible, the stitch line. No, and like that also I will use sort of a back stitch and try to sew it as close to the frame as possible. Try to space the stitches evenly. So far it looks like this. You sort of try to, when you put through the hole and go back, go into the next hole, you see you sort of are tucking the lining inside the frame, like so. And later when you finish it will be almost invisible. And finally I did it. This is how it looks. The seam is sort of like in between the frame. And then I'm very pleased with the result. If I manage to, you also can manage.